He was an able administrator and had a great love for the empire and for the traditions of the empire as well. But as I mentioned, he came to recognize and know that there was a problem, a significant administrative problem in the empire. And the significant administrative problem in the empire that he recognized was that the empire was just at this point way too big for one man to rule. At the end of the 3rd century, the empire had grown too big for just one emperor to handle everything. So what he does is he divides kind of the empire nominally into half, into an eastern half and a western half. And then he sets up this political structure that would kind of bring stability to the empire in order to govern these two halves of the empire. And what he did was he created what's known in history as the tetrarchy. Now, not only did Diocletian divide the empire into half and create this tetrarchy, he also did something very, very interesting which impacts the church and even impacts the church to this day. He decided that not only did he have to break it into half, but he needed to break those halves into smaller regional jurisdictions. And ultimately he created 12 smaller regional jurisdictions, and those regional smaller jurisdictions he named after himself. He called them dioceses. So if you ever wonder where we get the name diocese for the organization of the Catholic Church, this is where it comes from, right? So if the Diocese of Arlington or the Archdiocese of Washington, D.C. or other Archdiocese of New York, where does that term diocese come from, right? It comes from Diocletian and his division of the empire. Because what will happen over time, as we'll see, is that political authority in the West will collapse. And then the only organization that's left to kind of fill in that gap, that vacuum of power, is the church. And so you have bishops will be appointed in cities and in major regional areas in these dioceses, and that's how kind of the church kind of takes over that Roman administrative model, and that's why we have it today, right? So that's where that whole notion comes from. Very, very interesting.